If you've ever thought, maybe I can have just one, you're not alone. And more importantly, that thought is not random whatsoever. Let's talk about that voice, the one that shows up and says, it's going to be different this time. You've been doing so well, and one won't hurt. You deserve one. Well, that thought feels convincing, very logical, actually. But here's what's actually happening. Remember, your brain is trying to return to what's familiar, what's easy. It remembers the old pattern, and it's scanning for the fastest, the easiest way to get back to that. And it's not going to come in aggressively like a sledgehammer. It doesn't say, the hell with it. Let's go back to the start. It starts small, subtle, negotiable, just one. Because if it can get you to reopen that door, the rest of the pattern, that habit, becomes much easier to follow. And hear me on this right here. That's not a lack of discipline, or it's not being weak. It's not a flaw in your character. It's what I call a habit echo. A thought that comes from the old pattern, the known, even when you're building a new pattern, a new habit. And here's the shift. You don't have to argue with that thought. You don't have to fight it. You only have to recognize it and be aware of it. That is the step. That's the shift. Because once you see that, or see it for what it is, a pattern, and it's not a truth, it starts to lose its power. So the next time that thought of, I'll have one, shows up, try this. Tell yourself, this isn't me. This is that old habit, that old pattern talking. If you want to talk more about how to respond in these moments, schedule time with me at onwardafcoaching.com. You're not being pulled back. You're seeing the pattern more clearly. Be curious, be aware, onward.